Welcome one and all to another indicator technical analysis video. This week we've got a bit of a fun one to examine. VP won't be profiling anything this week due to his operational schedule, so we're going to go take a short journey off the beaten path. Who knows? This might become a thing for us. After all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, right? That being the case, settle back for a bit of history, a story, and then the analysis. Be sure you stick around to the very end of the video. We've got a few important announcements which you do not want to miss. Nothing special for the data stream. In fact, we hardly had to make any changes, just thickened up the lines a bit for easier viewing. We did leave the very faint gray mid-channel lines in since they aren't very distracting, but feel free to remove them if they do become an issue. So, this week, we're going to take a look at a price overlay, color change, confirmation indicator. We'll be rolling back the clock all the way to 1983, when all we wanted was our MTV, and a guy named Richard Dennis made a huge amount of money trading a particularly easy trading algorithm he came up with. He wondered if anybody could be taught this method and ventured to conduct an experiment to see if the results could be duplicated. His friend William Eckhart said it wasn't that easy, and Dennis's success was due to his brilliant trading skills. So that became the hypothesis of the experiment. Dennis recruited 14 traders and gave them the name Turtle Traders, and over a period of 2 weeks trained them how to trade using his method. He was so sure of the success of his turtles, he even funded their accounts. They made $175 million in about 5 years, a huge success. However, it should be noted that the trades booked profits only 40 to 50% of the time, and the accounts suffered through massive drawdowns. But overall, the experiment proved a point. Anybody could be successful in trading, something we often preach to you. Now that the history lesson is over, we'll take a look at the indicator that was created from the algorithm. By the way, you can read what the algorithm was in the blog. You'll be surprised at how simple it is. Thanks again to everybody who submitted something to our email. We're stocking up on a lot of great stuff, and we'll be rolling them out as we complete the research, blogs, and videos. Please understand that these projects take time, and we occasionally need to step out for a bit of reflection and even a few minutes of downtime. That doesn't mean you have to wait for us. No sir, keep sending those fab project ideas to stonehillindicator@gmail.com, and we sincerely thank you for all that you do. Alrighty, sit back, buckle in, and let's see if this turtle can lasso up some pips for us. Ready, steady, jumpstart this ride. Okay then. We're not wasting any time, and we'll just jump right in at the start of this video with the long signal which presented when the red signal on the top of price became the blue signal below price. Here we go. That's certainly a great way to introduce an indicator, right? Lots of pips for the account. We'll definitely book that profit. Let's look at the short signal next. Well, that short didn't work out for us, but that's totally fine. Book that trade in your trusty journal, and we'll get things ready for the next long signal. Nice profitable run there, so smooth. Now we've got a fresh short. Let's see what it can do for us. Alright, that would have been a profitable trade. The exit was a bit slow, and you'd have given back some pips to the market, but hopefully your algo's exit indicator would have taken you out before then. Marching on. After a little sideways movement, price definitely popped up with a lot of momentum. Then, just as quickly, it jumped off the cliff. Had you been using this as your exit, it looks like it would have been a break-even trade, but a quicker exit indicator would have brought home the bacon for sure. That was a solid run. The entry was a little late due to the volatility, but no matter. You'd have stuffed a bunch of pips into your account. Most likely, your exit would have happened long before the change in signal line color due to the whipsawing of price between the rather broad price action range. And that wraps it up. But don't go away. We're not done. We've done a little extra work this week. Hold the phone. What if we tried this indicator on something else besides the Euro-US dollar? After all, we've got the chart, if you've got the time. Let's rerun this analytical on something a bit different. How about the Loonie against the Swissy? For those of you who aren't into nicknames, that would be the Canadian dollar against the Swiss franc. By the way, The term loonie became so popular that the Royal Canadian Mint actually copyrighted the term in 2006. Good choice, eh? Let's do this. Wow, that was a huge run to the downside. It went on for nearly 7 months before the long signal finally appeared. There would have been a lot of opportunity in that extended move. Let's see what happens with this fresh long signal. Well, that was a whole lot of nothing there. I'd venture to guess your algo would have never given you the green light to get into any of that. Or you'd have been stopped out on that initial drop in price a few periods after the signal. It would be a daily check and then move on to the next pair. We've got a fresh short signal. What do you think will happen here? We had an overall move to the downside, but it also had some volatility along the way. After that initial price drop and retracement, expect to have been signaled out before a possible reentry into smoother price action. Then, out again on the retracement before the signal. Let's try the long signal again. Alrighty then. We made some profit on that long. Pretty smooth ride up, then it looks like all the volatility just disappeared. Great exit with virtually no retracement. Now we've got the trusty short signal. What'll happen next? That low volatility price action really set us up for a huge run down with lots of momentum. You'd have been out on that retracement long before the long signal appeared. Besides, it got a little wonky for a bit. Last signal. Here we go. That was a race to the top for sure. Great profits on the rise, but had you stuck around for the change in signal, you'd be crying in your beer after giving most of it back. There's a lesson here, I'm sure. Can you say, better exit indicator? Given the history of Mr. Dennis and his gang of tortoises, what did you think? Good? Bad? Indifferent? It's pretty darn easy to use with those bright colors. I'd spend an hour or two fooling around with it, for sure. It just so happens we've got this for you, for free, in the indicator library on the Stonehill Forex website, where you can download it and then fool around with it at your leisure. Who really wins here? Hint, it's not always you. We don't offer financial advice, and those that do, well, let's just say they don't suffer the same losses as you, just less profit. We can't tell you what to do, but we can suggest that you try to do it yourself. Believe it or not, the knowledge you can learn here at Stonehill Forex can possibly turn you into a profitable trader a lot quicker than most other educational expeditions. On our site, there are heaps of free resources, a totally amazing deal with Blueberry Markets for non-US traders, and a landing page for information to get you started. That expedition starts with a no-nonsense Forex course created over a period of a year and a half alongside VP, who endorsed us as the only one legally permitted to teach his material. He even has a message for those interested. Go check it out. We also have a short description of each course module, and of course, you can always email us if you have any additional questions. We just put out an informative digest with news covering new features and even a new section. You can sign up right on the website for many of the blog pages, or just click on the email list tab at the top of the page on our website. If you missed it and would like to see what we're doing, email dan@stonehillforex.com with the title Latest Digest Please in the subject line. You'll have it within 24 hours. We're also on Facebook, answering all kinds of Forex questions on Quora, and of course generating more helpful YouTube videos on our channel. Go to the website and spend some quality time checking out what we're about. Now that you've made it to the end of the video, we'll tell you what we've added to the site. The first thing is that we've added a new page to the resource section. We're starting to profile repainting indicators so you'll know what not to use. We're even creating analytical videos so you will have the insight to understand why they are repainting. The second thing is that we're adding a marketplace to the website for those who would like to advertise their skills with regard to coding. We already have our first listed coder, our good friend Neil. This page is also under the Resource tab. We'll be including those new links in this video's description for your convenience. And last but not least, we added a survey to the home page of the Stonehill Forex website. Please consider participating, as the data we receive will help guide us on future services, and of course, thanks for your time. The results will be tallied in the aggregate and shared next month. No individual data will be made public, as we respect your privacy. Our only goal is to make you a better trader.